It's a great privilege to be chairman of Walmer Parish Council, and one of my most enjoyable roles is chairman of Walmer in Bloom. My committee and volunteers manage the planters that are dotted around the parish, and also arrange for all the hanging baskets, which are enjoyed by so many as they walk up and down our seafront. Every year we run a Gardens in Bloom competition. It doesn't matter if you have a big garden or a small window box, because we have categories for everyone to enter. The year starts with a children's poster competition. We invite children from both primary schools in Walmer to enter an image which says Walmer in Bloom. Hundreds enter, and it gets more difficult every year to pick a winner, but eventually we do, and that image is used on all of our posters and advertising to say that Walmer in Bloom is happening. We use an independent judge from the Royal Horticultural Society who selects our winners. Winners, friends and business sponsors are then invited to a presentation event later in the autumn. Gardeners, councillors all meet at that event and no doubt start planning for next year. Walmer in Bloom. Now this year, I know I'm here to present you with awards, but this year Walmer Parish Council for the first time took part in the South and South East national competition for In Bloom, and it was quite a daunting sort of task for the team to get together and be judged externally for someone looking at what we're up to. And about 3 weeks ago we went down to Brighton to the Amex Centre. Didn't know what we were going to win. They don't tell you, they come and judge you, but they don't give you any sort of a nod beforehand. And our first time out we won silver gilts. We're absolutely delighted with that, and what is nice as well is that the judges spend about 4 hours with you having a really good look about what you do in the parish for Walmer in Bloom, and also environmental issues as well. We walked up to Hawks Hill to look at how we manage that and how we manage our allotments and bits and pieces, and they give us pointers for next year, so fingers crossed we can only go up itself. You may hear that I've picked up a bit of a cold, so you're going to put up with me not talking too much today, so I'm going to hand you over to our judge, Janine. Now, Janine's been our Royal Horticultural Society judge for the last couple of years, but normally we have our presentation in September, and Janine has other commitments, but we've slid back into October this year, so I'm very welcome to Janine Dalton here, who's going to say a few words.
Well, thank you very much indeed for inviting me along. I must say, I think it's brilliant that there's so many of you here. It's really good to support Walmer in Bloom. Now, the first thing when I get my new calendar is I put a question mark on the date when I think I'm likely to be judging, and then hope they actually ask me. And they have done for the last, well, several years, so I must be doing something right, or else they can't find anybody else to do it, one or the other. Judges are quite difficult to come by these days because we're a bit of a dying breed. I'm one of the youngest and I've hit 70-year run, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was difficult to get another judge. I'm just amazed at the standard of all the exhibits that we look at. And I look at, it must be a good 30 exhibits, hanging baskets, containers, small space and garden. Must look at least 30 to 35 on that Friday. And it just never ceases to amaze me how good all the containers and baskets and gardens look. You must all work very hard. Well, I know you do, because I see the results, and it's actually quite difficult. Very often we'll go all the way round and I'll think, oh, heavens above, which one am I going to go to? Which one am I going to give it to? And then at the end, something really spectacular appears, which is different very often from all the others, and very often that's the one that gets it. But I have to congratulate all of you. You've all done so well, and I'm so thrilled for you that you've come here to get your presentation. Thank you.
We start the year with the children's poster competition, where we invite the children from both primary schools to provide us this image which says Walmer in Bloom. And we really do get hundreds of entries. and it's very difficult to pick the winner. But this year's junior winner, is Laurie Kujak, who drew this fantastic image. I'm not sure Laurie's here, but we will be presenting this to him. And then the overall winner this year drew this wonderful image, Emma Cotton, and I know Emma is here, and I'd like to invite Emma forward because we have a cake for you to cut. Do you remember drawing this months ago? Right. Now what we've been doing with this is using this on all our posters and things. And what we've also done is we've managed to produce, I don't know whether you can see this, I'm going to try and pick it up and not drop it, is produce this rather wonderful cake. So, Emma, you get the privilege of cutting the cake. Grab the knife, pop it in, say there. Now there's a camera over there, so you need your best smile in that direction, okay? So pop the cake in, look up, give them a smile, go for it. Okay? Keep smiling. You can be good at this by the end of the day. Brilliant, okay? What we're going to do with the cake now is we're going to cut it up, and at the end, when we're done, you get to eat it. Right, you hang on to that, and we'll do the cake at the end. Well, thank you.
It's quite heavy.
Before I present this one, I'm going to invite David White from the Deal Society to say a few words, because it is the Deal Society that actually sponsor the overall garden competition. So, David.
Thank you, Sue. And I'm delighted to be here with so many people, because the Deal Society is all about civic pride. And what better way is there to show civic pride than to create beauty? And that's what you do. And we're really pleased that Walmer Parish Council do these awards and encourage people to be proud of where they live and to show that through their gardens and their floral displays. So we're delighted to be able to present this. But as someone who's not on the council, I would also like to congratulate again the council on winning that award in the Britain in Bloom competition. It's a fantastic achievement. The first time that they've entered it, they've got an award. So really, thank you and well done to Walmer Parish Council. And now Sue will announce the overall winner.
Overall winner 2018, Best Garden in Walmer goes to Dougie Brooks.
Very good. Yep, it's a solid piece of glass, so well done. Congratulations. Thank you.
A lot of hard work goes into Walmer in Bloom, much of which isn't seen. But perhaps it's summed up best in a poem by Rudyard Kipling, who over 100 years ago in his poem The Glory of the Garden said,
"Our England is a garden that is full of stately views, of borders, beds and shrubberies and lawns and avenues, with statues on the terraces and peacocks strutting by, but the glory of the garden lies in more than meets the eye. For where the old thick laurels grow along the thin red wall, you will find the tool and potting sheds which are the heart of all, the cold frames and the hot houses, the dung pits and the tanks, the rollers, carts and drain pipes, with the barrows and the planks. And there you'll see the gardeners, the men and prentice boys, told off to do as they are bid, and do it without noise. For, except when seeds are planted and we shout to scare the birds, the glory of the garden, it abideth not in words. And some can pot begonias, and some can bud a rose, and some are hardly fit to trust with anything that grows, but they can roll and trim the lawns and sift the sand and loam, for the glory of the garden occupieth all who come. Our England is a garden, and such gardens are not made by singing, "Oh, how beautiful," and sitting in the shade, while better men than we go out and start their working lives at grubbing weeds from gravel paths with broken dinner knives. There's not a pair of legs so thin, there's not a head so thick, there's not a hand so weak and white, nor yet a heart so sick, but it can find some needful job that's crying to be done, for the glory of the garden glorifieth everyone. Then seek your job with thankfulness, and work till further orders, if it's only netting strawberries or killing slugs on borders. And when your back stops aching and your hands begin to harden, you'll find yourself a partner in the glory of the garden. Oh, Adam was a gardener, and God who made him sees that half a proper gardener's work is done upon his knees. So when your work is finished, you can wash your hand and pray for the glory of the garden, that it may not pass away. And the glory of the garden, it shall never pass away.